Good morning, ladies. Good morning. Today we're going to talk about what triggers a man to step up.
This is going to be so good. We're going to break down exactly what doesn't trigger a man, but also what triggers a man to be completely obsessed in love with you. This is going to be so good. And we're talking, of course, in a very healthy way. And for those of you that are new here, what's up? I'm Natasha. I was a former single mom with 4 little kiddos, and I attracted my amazing provider husband who spoils the crap out of me every single day. And we specialize in helping women with their inner healing, their feminine energy, their nervous system, and their hormones.
Yes. And I'm Coach B, former lifelong bachelor, no kids, married my former single mom
Yes.
of four. And what I'm going to do is give you the man's perspective
Mhm.
on exactly how to trigger him in a healthy way.
This is going to be so good. Okay, so, hun, I heard yesterday it was Coach B Unfiltered.
Yes.
And so you need to, I was taking the night off. I was chilling by the pool. And you need to catch us up. So, can you let us know what doesn't trigger a man to step up first before we get into what
Yes.
triggers a man to
And
step
it's
up?
so important to focus on what triggers him, but it's important just as much to know what doesn't trigger him.
Mhm.
Because a lot of times you'll see women doing things, okay, maybe this will trigger him
Mm.
in a healthy way, maybe this will get him, only if I do this. But you need to
Mm.
know these three things that will not trigger him in a healthy way to step up. It'll really probably make him just step back because he has everything he already wants.
Okay.
So the first thing that will not trigger him to step up in a healthy way is giving it up, having sex with him.
Mm.
A lot of times, especially the ladies that have been watching us are like,
Yeah.
okay, I'm going to detach. I'm going to hold out
Yeah.
until we get married. I'm ready to do this.
Yeah.
And then the guy starts to pull back or he starts to complain. He starts to put pressure on
Mm.
you. And
Yeah.
side note to that, most healthy masculine energy men won't make you feel a certain way for standing on your boundaries.
That's true.
So if he's pushing you, like, okay, we got to do this. I don't know if I can hold out. And then you
Mm.
decide to say, okay, well, we can do it. We're going to get married one day, even though I don't have a ring, even though we don't have any dates planned. And even though you haven't walked across the aisle, we're going to do it one day. So I'll give it up. We'll start having sex. And what you notice is once that happens, then the guy starts to pull back. He's already
Mm.
conquered you. He's gotten what he wanted. Even though he could have potentially seen you as a wife, now that you've given it up, now something triggers inside of him where he doesn't see you in necessarily the same way because it's just like every other woman. He had sex with you, it was nothing that you did differently. You weren't
Yeah.
able to hold your boundaries,
Yeah.
and that causes him to draw back.
Of course. Okay, ladies. So, I mean, I can't even add to that. Just know that that will never make you stand out
No.
as a woman. Okay, what's the second thing?
The second thing, it's a connection to it. It's really the thing that will not make him step up is a lack of boundaries. Where
Okay.
it's like you're saying, okay, I want him to step up. I want him to see that I want to be with him. You have all these boundaries in place. Okay, you can't come over at a certain time. You can't call at a certain time. I want to make sure that, we're not, whatever it is, intimately, we're not doing anything. We're not kissing, whatever your boundaries are.
Hmm.
You can't see the kids right now, until we get to a certain place. And then you allow him to break these boundaries. He's calling later than what the boundary said. He's calling at 11, 12 o'clock. And, you have to be at work. But because you're so in love with him, because you're so in love with the idea of being with him, and you want to let him know that you're there for him, now, okay, that boundary is broken. Now he's staying over later than you said he could stay over, or you're staying over his place later than you said would be comfortable for you. Or, he's touching you in a way that you really don't want to do it, but because you want him to know that you want to be with him, you allow him to get an extra touch, an extra kiss. You're breaking boundaries in which you were standing on, even from the beginning. Now, you may not have told him these things like,
Yeah.
okay, I'm not doing this, I'm not doing that. But you have your own boundaries in place to have a healthy relationship. So when he's allowed to break these boundaries, and know this, healthy, unhealthy men are going to test boundaries.
Hmm.
They're going to
He
see
did.
exactly. They're going to see, okay, are you just
Mhm.
talking? Or is this something that you believe? Is this something that you're really about? So they're going to test it. Once you allow them to break these boundaries, Now, again, this is what the man does. He starts drawing back because, again, you don't stand out in a healthy way. You look like most women that they've dealt with in the sense of just keep pushing. You'll get it from her eventually because she hasn't embodied those boundaries. She knows them at a head knowledge, like, okay, I shouldn't do this, I shouldn't do this. But those boundaries aren't something that she's totally embodied within herself.
Okay, so let's understand why men are like this, why their brains are like this, ladies. Remember, men are like sperm. They need something to chase.
Mm,
And so when you are just sleeping with them, when you're hugging up with them, when you're breaking your
yeah,
boundaries, they have nothing to chase anymore. So it's completely subconscious. They're not even going to understand why they're just not into you
yeah,
anymore. But it's just one of those things that they just like their hormones change, their testosterone goes down, and there's no bond there. They have
mhm,
men don't bond hormonally with a woman through sex.
no,
You have to understand that a woman bonds hormonally with a man through sex. That's
yes,
how we've evolved as a human species. Okay. You release oxytocin as a woman and you become hormonally bonded. This is why you think you're in love with the guy and you're just in a situationship with him. Okay.
yeah,
But men don't fall in love that way.
mhm,
So that's so important for you to understand that. And I just want to add to ladies that if you struggle in the area of boundaries, like you're trying to hold your boundaries, but you maybe do have urges as a woman.
yes,
You do want, you're attracted to the guy, things are hot and heavy. You want to, you want to be with them. One thing that'll help you probably more than anything is not drinking.
mm,
Like simple, like don't drink. Don't drink when you're with the guy
yeah,
because when you drink around men, and I've seen this time and time again with women, is that's when the boundaries go down. And you could be the best woman ever, he could be a great guy, but when you guys are drinking together, it's late, you're tired, you're lonely,
yes,
oh, it's been a while. Next thing you know, you guys are hooking up,
yes,
and then you feel horrible about yourself as a woman the next day, right? And a lot of times the guy feels horrible about himself
mm,
and he's pulling away, and that's triggering your abandonment wounds.
mm,
And now you just have more trauma. So even when we were dating, I wasn't drinking with him because I was like really holding firm on my boundary because obviously we loved each other. We
yes,
wanted to be with each other. But I was like, no, I'm holding this boundary. We are not doing anything until we are married.
yes,
And so for that reason, I wouldn't be drinking with
yes.
him.
And
Yeah.
just adding to it, how
Yeah.
sex doesn't trigger a man to want to get close to you. The thing is with that for men, men compartmentalize this. So if they're not, if you haven't really done anything to allow them to want to get close to you, as far as
Hmm.
making those commitments, as far as really being there for him in a non-sexual way,
Yeah.
and built a relationship, now you're just another sex partner, and
Yeah.
you're just another person he slept with, and again, your whatever you have going on down there, it's not better than what they've had before. You're not special in that area because it's not even emotional. It's not
Right.
an emotional connection. It's just an act. It's
Yeah.
just the guy releasing himself.
Yeah.
He doesn't care about you. He doesn't care about how you feel. He's getting off. He's feeling good, and you're thinking he had the best night of his life. Nope, he had a night. It was a good night. But it's no connection there. So it's so easy for men to walk away when it's just a
Hmm.
sexual relationship. And I don't care how good it is, how good you look, what you tell him, what he's saying in the moment.
Yeah.
Men will say anything in the moment. So don't think this is going to cause him to want to wife you because things went well for that 5 minutes.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, is there a third one?
Yeah, the third one.
Okay, and then we'll get into what actually
Yes.
triggers a man to step
The
up.
the third thing is conversation. And this
Okay.
is good because
Hmm.
a lot of times women can think, well, maybe once we talk it out, he understands where I'm coming from. We get a chance to
Hmm.
really, connect on a conversational level, then that'll really trigger him to want to be with me. And truthfully, being told, like, men in conversations, they mean nothing. And like I said
They
yesterday,
mean
they mean nothing unless that man is
oh,
really into
yeah,
you. You're
yeah,
married to him. Like my father told me years
yeah,
ago, he said, believe none of what you hear and half of what you see. I think a lot of men go about things that way as well. So having conversations and you telling him, okay, whatever the case is, him exchanging ideas with you, None of that matters. The actions matter most with men. So what matters is, okay, you're saying this, you're saying that, but what he's saying is you broke boundaries. What he's saying is, okay, we had sex, and that's something that you said that you wouldn't have. So he's watching what you're doing, not just what you're saying. So conversations are good. Men will listen. You can say a lot of words, and he'll say, okay. And maybe some of you ladies know this, where you sent a long text message to a guy. I'm just telling you how conversations work with men. And his response is, okay, cool. His response is a thumbs up. His response is so short because men space out with too many words. Too much
Yes.
conversation, men space out because we're thinking about other things. We don't have time to be sitting up here. Hey, this is how a man thinks. We don't have time to be sitting up here and going back and forth. And no, that's so, yeah, yeah, man, that's so good. No, it's like, congratulations, good job. Okay, I got to get out of here. We'll talk later. But
Yeah.
don't think your conversation, again, is so A1 that that's going to get him to want to be with you.
Oh, this is so good. Yes. And I mean, we're telling you exactly how men actually are. Not what you want to hear, but how men actually are. And a lot of times they don't even know that they're like this, right?
Yes.
And the thing is, a man's nervous system has been built differently than a woman's
Hmm.
nervous system. Ladies, I want you to catch this. And even there's guys watching this right
Yes.
now. A man's nervous system has been built and evolved to hunt and kill things.
Mm.
Okay, they are a hunter, like actually biologically, physiologically, at a nervous system, at a hormone level, they are built to go
Yeah.
and hunt and kill. Okay, so they don't process as many words as we do. Women, we had safety in numbers. When the men were out fighting and killing things and hunting, the
Mm.
women would stay together with the children, and that's how we evolved as a species. So we women are very intuitive. We're intuitive to our surroundings. We're intuitive. We know how to connect with
Yeah.
people, right? That's our superpower. For men, they have the ability to shut off their
Yes.
emotions and get laser focused so they can go and kill things, right? That's how we survive. Those genes
Yes.
survived, right? The men that were all in their feelings, staying back home wanting to talk to the woman, their tribe died off.
Mm.
Okay, they starved to death. The alpha males that were able to, like, no, we're not dealing with this right now. I got to go kill this
Yeah.
thing before it kills us, or otherwise we're not going to eat.
Yeah.
Those types of men, their genes were passed down. Okay,
Mm.
so what that looks like to us nowadays is men can't process as many words as we can. That's when you'll see like the glazed look on their face.
Yeah.
They'll start tuning
Yes.
out. They're
Yeah.
just, they can shut down. They become avoidant. Now, I'm not saying a man can never communicate. You 100% need to have healthy communication in dating and in marriage. That's not what we're talking about. What we're talking about is you will never be able to convince a
Mm.
man
Yes.
to be in love with you, to marry you, to spoil you by using your words as a
Mm.
woman. That's what we're talking about. Yeah.
No, no. So definitely, we're going to get to those questions shortly. But
Yes.
babe, let's go over the couple of things
Yes.
that do trigger a man in a healthy way.
Okay, so I wanted to give you ladies some really potent, juicy things right now that I haven't really talked about on YouTube. And this is going to change everything. I was thinking about this today because of our
Mm.
topic of what actually triggers a man. And ladies, for you, this is your superpower. The stuff I'm about to share with you, men don't even realize this. Like, my husband didn't realize
Mm.
this when we were dating, but I was very conscious. I was very aware because I had skilled up.
Mm.
Okay. And this is, what I teach my ladies in the Feminine Energy Academy. But what really triggers a man to want to spoil you, marry you, just take care of you, be with you, all of that? First of all, we're going to assume that he's attracted to you.
Yes.
Okay. Like, this
That's a
will not
must.
this will not work if he's not attracted to you. I'm just going to be really, really honest on that part. Okay. He has to be physically attracted to you. You are the right type of pretty. Different men love different things. So don't go into, lack of worthiness right now. If you need help with your weight loss and, that part,
Yeah.
jump in the FEA. I'll help you with that. Okay. So we're not talking about that today. But assuming that he is attracted to you, assuming that he's attracted to you, assuming that he actually is in a place in his life where he's ready to
Yeah.
settle down, he's ready to get married, but maybe he's just a lifelong bachelor like my husband
Yes.
was. Okay. He is going to marry the woman that, one, he can feel the most relaxed in,
Mm.
at peace around. Okay. And that means he's not all up in his
Yes.
head. Okay, this is really important. I'm going to break down how this happens. So he cannot always be up in his head. Masculine energy is head energy, where they're always constantly
Yes.
thinking, they're analyzing, they're problem solving, they're competing, they're thinking about the next thing they need to do. That's head energy. Okay, that's masculine head energy. Most women, by the way, are in their head also. So this is why it won't work unless the woman is in her body, in her feminine. But the number one thing is he needs to feel really relaxed, really at peace, like he can just be himself in your presence. That's one thing. And the second thing is you challenge him. Now, you challenge him to be better, not from a place of you, exactly what you're talking about, not convincing him. You can't tell a man what to do. He will run. Okay. Not by convincing him, not by emasculating him, not by yelling at him, not by cursing him out, not by ghosting him, anything like that. That's never going to work. You challenge him to be better by how you see him, by you believing in him, where you're looking at him with eyes of admiration, when you're looking at him like, you're my hero, you're amazing, there's no one like you, like, and you're doing this in your energy, not with your words. When you're doing that and he feels like he can go and conquer anything with you by his side, it doesn't matter if nobody else believes in him, but you believe in him.
That changes the game.
Okay,
Yes.
explain, baby.
No, that appreciation changes so much.
Yeah.
It's not even you showing appreciation by buying gifts, by
Yeah.
doing things. It's just your energy in appreciating. I don't care. And we talk about this so often
Yeah.
with women that are dating and married. If you're going on dates with a guy and he's taking you to a coffee shop and you show that appreciation, then that does something for him. That makes him want to do more
Yeah.
potentially if you guys like each other. Even in marriage, when you're just, okay, honey, that's so good. Oh, you switched the light bulb.
Yeah.
How did you do that? That was so good. I
You're so
appreciate you.
smart.
Exactly. We're looking like, oh, thank you. And now, now we're trying to fix everything around the house because we want that boost of energy that comes
Yeah.
when we hear that. It does something for us. It makes us want to keep pushing. Next thing you know, we're building a house just because of one compliment. And it must be sincere. Don't go just saying stuff because, okay, this is what I'm supposed to do. But you have to embody and have that appreciation just because you're just happy and excited that he's here. So it's really about reprogramming your mind to learn how to appreciate. And once you're able to do that for a guy, oh, you people will wonder like, oh, he's never been like this.
Yeah.
How did he be? Oh, it's
People
because
say
of
that all the time.
yeah, it's because of the
Yeah.
energy that he's receiving. And you talk about it so much how men mirror your energy.
Yeah.
And we do and don't know. But men by nature want to provide, want to take care of you, especially healthy provider energy men.
Yeah.
But we also don't want to invest in something that's not a good investment. We don't want to spend our time and waste our time with someone who may not be into us, someone who may not appreciate us to that extent. That's why you'll see men with women that you're looking like, okay, how is he with her? How are they together? She's doing something to make him feel so good about who he is that it doesn't matter at that point. Of course, he has to be attracted to her, but at a certain point, it doesn't matter when you become that match energetically and you're allowing him to feel like he can conquer the world. That makes a man just want to do whatever he can for you. And I'll get to the second point later, but you want to add to that?
Yeah, I just want to add to that first point. Getting him out of his head is a skill set. Okay, this is a skill set, ladies. And what that means is I just want you to imagine how do you talk to guys right now? Is it like an interview? Are you asking him a bunch of stuff? When he comes home, you're just like drilling him with all these questions and this and that, and we need to do this, and we need to do that, and we need to do this. And now all of his energy is up in his head. It's not in his body. And he will, when he's all up in his head, he'll connect you at a logical level, but he's not going to connect you at a feminine level, at a feminine energy level, where he just wants to penetrate you, where he just has that polarity active, right? Where he can be in his masculine and you're in your feminine, and he's attracted to that. Now, the only way you can do that as a woman, it's a skill, trust me, especially for all my ladies, like how I used to be. You're smart. you got your degrees, you run
Mm.
businesses, you're a single mom, all that energy is up in your
Yes.
head. You're constantly thinking, analyzing, overthinking
Yes.
things, right? So what you have to do is you have to learn how to get out of your head and practice embodying that feminine energy. That's why the Feminine Energy Academy, that's literally all we're doing. I'm teaching you ladies how to get out of your head, because I have coached so many women who are beautiful,
Mm.
right? Models, okay? Celebrities, actresses, business owners, all these things are gorgeous, but all their energy's in their head. And when we're coaching them, like Coach B can sense it instantly.
Yeah.
I can sense it instantly where all her energy's up in here. And she's read the books, she's done the personal development, she's hired dating coaches, she's, had hired other coaches before, but it's a therapist, but all that energy is
Yes.
up in your head. You have to be able to get that energy out of your head back into your body. And this becomes your superpower as a woman. Trust me. When you are like this as a woman, and you know how to just be embodied in that love and that pleasure, and you're not getting people in your head, in their head, they're actually getting out of their head. When they're in your presence, they fall in love with you so fast because they feel so good and they can't explain why it is.
So good. And
Yeah.
shout out to Aaron Barrett, who gave an example of his conversation with a lady. I don't know if it's his wife or whatever. They went on and on, back and forth. He said, I just zoned out. And
Yeah.
that's what men do. And it's not to disrespect you, it's not intentional. But like you said, we just can't process all that information at once and retain it. I want to cut you off and answer one question
Yeah.
before you keep going on. So really, another way to keep a man out their head is really be careful about your honeydew list. Have all of this stuff. Okay, did you do this? Okay, did you do this? What about this? What happened at work? Where are you going now? What time will you be back? Men will share that information, especially healthy men. We'll over communicate and like, okay, I'm going here. I'll be back in about an hour. But when you have him always in his head, he just got off work and you're asking 10 questions and you're telling him what needs to be done. Okay, did we get that? Did we get to fixing that roof? Did we do this yet? Okay, when are they coming? Really understanding it's a time that you want to share because things still have to be done,
Yeah.
but you don't want to just bombard him with this information consistently every time he comes home. That's the first thing. First thing you do when he comes home, give him a hug, give him a kiss, tell him how excited you are to see him, let him relax his mind, especially guys that are working 8, 10, 12 hours
Yeah.
a day. Maybe it's a labor intense job. Let him come home, relax for a second, have a meal ready for
Yeah.
him, whatever the case is. Then you find a way to bring it up. But don't just throw it on him right away because that's a man that's going to stay in his head. He's never going to relax. And he's going to be a guy who's frustrated and not able to just relax and calm down. And you're not going to get the best version of him when you do that. So it's really about understanding how to approach, and that goes into communication as well. How to approach, how to share without bombarding him with that information because he won't be able to handle it. And a lot of those guys end up, okay, I need to get out for a second, meet up with friends, maybe go to the bar. And it's not because they don't want to be around you, they don't like you, but it's just they need to relax their mind. So be conscious of that.
Yes, so good. And we're talking text messages, the dating phase.
Hmm.
This is why in the Feminine Energy Academy, I help ladies in the dating app phase, in the texting phase, in the FaceTiming phase, in the actual dating phase, and in the marriage, because this is a skill
Yes.
set you want to continue. And you also need to know as a woman how to communicate your needs as a woman, right? In the feminine way. And this is, what I teach ladies in the Feminine Energy Academy, because that is a skill set, ladies, that you want to develop even before you're in a relationship, before you're married, right? Or if you are married, you're not too late, but you need to know how to communicate the feminine energy way so you can get what you want, okay? Without feeling like a nag and begging him and pleading with him,
Yes.
right?
So I'll get to one of the comments that we have here from Hakeem. Hakeem says, yeah, it took me 5 years to have sex with my husband. Now we're on 15 years, no cheating. He is super in love with me
Yeah.
and takes care of me like a queen. I don't need for nothing at all.
See, this is a perfect example because that also shows this is how you vet men, ladies. If you can't be with a man or if a man can't be with you without controlling that body part, you're going to have issues, right? So for me, I'm like, if you can't go a few months without that until we get
Yeah.
married, then you're not meant for me, right? You don't have control in that area of your life. That's a true sign of
Yes.
masculinity, is a man's ability to have control in that area of his life as well.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
that's so key, having that
Yeah.
control, having that discipline, because these are the same skills that they're going to need when they get married to you as the leader of the house. Not only
Yeah.
providing, but how disciplined are they in
Mhm.
their life? Because it's going to affect how they pay their bills. It's going to affect how they work out. It's
Yeah.
going to affect how they show up for you
Yeah.
consistently. So a man that's not able to control himself in that area, he's not going to be able to, and for a few months, like you
Yeah.
said, because most, and in your situation it was different, it was 5 years, and congratulations to you all, but in a lot of cases it's within a year or two that people are getting married,
Yeah.
especially healthy masculine energy men. So if they're not able to control themselves in that area, once you get married, they're still not going to be able to, if it's not happening as often as possible. We hear a lot about the porn addictions and things like that,
Mhm.
and all of that is real, but you can see it just in the area of them being able to control themselves for a few months while you're in the courting process.
Exactly, exactly. And here's an energy question to ask yourself, ladies, okay? This is really going to help you. If you're struggling on the dating scene right now, okay? Like maybe you are beautiful and you're just like, I don't understand why I'm not attracting a man that is like completely in love with me and wants to marry me, okay? And spoil me. I want you to ask yourself honestly, be super, super honest with yourself right now. Do you feel like you're lovable? Do you feel like it's easy for people to fall in love with you?
Mm,
Do you feel like it's easy for people to fall in love with you? Just answer it honestly. You don't have to answer here, but just ask yourself. If you don't feel like it's easy for people to fall in love with you, and you don't feel lovable, that is the love block right there. There might be other stuff going on, like maybe you lack some skills and you need help with like learning how to communicate with the masculine healthy way. Maybe you don't understand the feminine energy thing, or maybe you need to lose a little bit of weight and
mm,
like you need to actually just take care of your body. Like there could be other things going
yes.
on. But if everything checks out, just ask yourself, do you feel like it's easy for people to fall in love with you?
Mm,
Because once you get to the point where you feel lovable, you don't have to convince anybody. You just feel really lovable.
mm,
Like it's just so easy to fall in love with me, and you're seeing fruit in your life. You'll be able to pick whoever you want
mm.
as a husband. Yeah.
Yes. So good. We'll get to Caroline's question just shortly, but just wanted to throw it out there.
Yeah.
Actually, tomorrow,
Yes.
tomorrow we're doing our live on, well, we're doing our Zoom live. We're doing our master class. I'll be with you ladies, just coaching you ladies,
Yeah.
just answering all the questions you have. We'll go in depth tomorrow, but this is only for the ladies in the Feminine Energy Academy.
Yeah.
So if you're not in the Feminine Energy Academy right now, we have a 7-day trial. You can jump in. You have full access to the master class.
Yes.
Also, all the audios that we have on dating and
Yes.
marriage, or nervous system re-regulating, you can just binge watch those. You have a free 7-day trial. But to be on tomorrow's master class, you must be in the Feminine Energy Academy.
Yes. And so if any of this stuff is resonating with you, that what we just talked about, when you jump in, like you can jump in right now, even if you're watching the replay, you can jump in the FEA and go through the 30-day feminine energy embodiment program.
Mm,
It's 30 days. It's an audio every single day, and it's going to help you get out of your head into your body and be so activated in that magnetic feminine energy. The women absolutely
mm,
love it.
yes.
And then of course, if you want help with the communication part, I have entire master classes on there. Will help you with communicating in the dating phase and in the marriage phase.
Mm.
Yeah.
So Caroline says your videos have made me realize I need to break up.
Yeah.
It's been
Good.
4 years, but I'm breaking up with him tomorrow. Uh,
Yeah.
If he steps up, great. But if he doesn't, the right man will step up. And I'll just add to that,
Yeah.
and I'll let you as well. But if it's been 4 years in a relationship and it's no progress to the point where you have a date to get married,
Yeah.
you don't see any future in this at this point, because most men within 30 to 90 days, they know if they want to marry you. A lot of times they'll marry you within 6 to 12 months. Men that are healthy, who see a wife, if you're
Yeah.
already a wife. So you want to make sure that you're a wife, even as breaking up may be the right thing for you do, make sure you're in your wife energy so you're able to attract the right man. But even having a conversation with him is not about what he says at this point. What is he's going to say the right things, because if you're deciding to break up with him tomorrow, he'll be triggered. He'll be upset. He'll be like, okay, what's going on? I don't know. I'll do this, I'll do that. At this point, it's about action. Like they said,
Mhm.
it's about that action, Cap. Right. So it's
Yeah.
about action right now. So
Yeah.
that'll take time to see, because he'll say the right thing and you'll find yourself potentially in a cycle of, okay, he said it, let's give it 6 months. Now nothing's happened. Now you're ready to leave. Now you're that much more connected to him. Now it's harder to separate from him, because that's 6 months of being with him sexually, 6 months of being in
Yep.
his presence. So when you make that decision, or if you have that conversation, you have to come into that conversation already knowing what you're doing, not coming into an open to see what he's going to say.
Yes.
And how you go about, moving forward, detaching, and, going silent is what we say in the Feminine Energy Academy. And also making sure you're rotationally dating, but make sure once you make a decision, you give yourself time to process, you give yourself time to heal from it, because it's been 4 years. It's 4 years of you committing yourself to
Yeah.
someone who hasn't made that same level of commitment. So it's not about what does he say tomorrow. It's about what decision have you made, and understanding it, jumping in the Feminine Energy Academy, getting some healing so you can position yourself for your husband.
So good.
Yes, yes. I thought you want to add to it.
No, that was good. I mean, I keep saying this on this channel. You can't just detach from him. You got to detach and you got to heal. You got to detach and you got to heal, because what happens is you are emotionally, energetically entangled, like at a quantum level, at a spiritual level, at an energetic level. You are entangled with people around
Yes.
you. And so you're entangled with him, especially if you've been intimate with him. Right. And so this is why a lot of women struggle with decoupling themselves, removing themselves, going no contact, or detaching
Yes.
completely from men, because you're so entangled with him. So that's where the feminine energy comes into play. The Feminine Energy Academy comes into play, because I actually help you decouple yourself
Yes.
energetically, spiritually, untangle yourself from your past trauma, your past relationships, your past, if it was from a divorce or a situationship or childhood issues. You got to be able to energetically, emotionally detach from that
Yes.
completely, so that you can create a new reality for yourself.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
so good. So we have Alicia, and then I'll get to
Hey,
you, Sarah
Alicia.
Sparkles. But Alicia, who's in our Feminine Energy
Yes,
Academy,
girl.
she says, "How do you politely, let a man you're dating know that texting is not really what you love to do? Is not your love language. You prefer phone calls rather than just text, without being rude or needy. How do you let him know?"
Okay, that's a great question. So, what you can do is you can, at the beginning, when you guys first start talking, just ask him, like, oh, how do you prefer communicating? Just ask him what he prefers first.
Mm.
How do you prefer communicating? And then he'll tell you, oh, I like phone calls, I like text messages, stuff like that. And be like, oh, okay, that's great. I really love it when we talk on the phone, or
Mm.
when we FaceTime. That feels really good. I just love to be able to see you, and I love to feel your energy, something like that, something super light. So now he knows. So now if he's purposely not calling you or FaceTiming with you and he's just texting, then you can just quietly move on. You're not
Mm.
triggered.
Yes.
You just quietly move on, because you're talking to other guys. And what will happen is he'll know. Like, the right guy will be like, "Oh my gosh, okay, she said that she only
Yeah.
likes phone calls. Okay, I need to call her more." Or the wrong guy will fall away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's so
What
so
but I
true.
think you should answer
Yeah,
that
no,
question.
it's definitely the case, because most men are going to tell you it's well, for most men it's more convenient to
Yeah.
text. It's more convenient to not get on the phone, because you really have to focus.
Yeah.
You have to put stuff
Energy.
down. Yeah, you have to focus. So if he's not willing to focus, and myself as well, I was
Yeah.
probably more, comfortable texting as well throughout my life. But when the right lady is in front of you, when you see a lady who potentially can be your wife, then you make that realization, like, I have to make this shift if I want to be with her. So if he's not willing to make that shift, he's not a bad person. He may just not be at the place where he's ready to dedicate that type of time with you. Because for most men, we have to stop. We have to, pull over, to really get in depth with the conversation. We can go back and forth talking, but we'll miss so much. So being able to get a guy who wants to stop and talk to you, even if it's 15 minutes. And, a lot of times you have to understand that if guys aren't used to talking on the phone, it may be short initially, but if he's willing to do it, that lets you know that it's more than just someone, because men can text 10 women at a time, have a
Yeah.
bunch of conversations. It's easy, but when he's looking to get to know you, he doesn't have time to do that because he's talking to you. So understand that if he's willing to do it, it may be something that you can continue getting to know him. That doesn't mean that that's your husband, but it does mean that this is someone potentially who understands, who respects the relationship that you're trying to build with each other, and who's willing to take a step, because it'll show you if he's willing to do that, then he'll be the type that'll be willing to move countries, to move cities,
Exactly.
to be with you. But if he's not willing to have phone conversations with you, then it'll be more about him and what he wants than it is about making sure that you feel good as well.
hmm And I just want to reiterate, ladies, if you find this is a pattern for you where you are attracting men that don't communicate with you consistently, okay? You need to start picking different types of men.
Mm.
Okay,
Yeah.
that it could be the type of men that you're picking, where you are maybe you're the guys that maybe you're not so attracted to, or you find boring, or
Mm.
maybe just guys you're not used to dating. They're just like have a different look, have a different vibe
Yeah.
about them. Maybe they're a different race, they're in a different place. Those types of guys might be the guys that step up consistently and
Yeah.
communicate consistently with you. This is why I always encourage my ladies in the FEA, you gotta date different guys.
Yes.
You have to date different guys, because if you keep dating the same guy that maybe you're attracted to, but they're not great communicators, pick different guys to date. You want to date, ladies, you need to date men that are more into you.
Yes.
You have to date, maybe you can talk
Yeah,
about that,
no,
honey.
and shout out to
Yeah.
Coach Lou Adams, who he told me this years ago. He
Yeah.
said, like who likes you. If you're going around trying to like someone because they look good, they have this, but they're not worried about you,
hmm
then now you're chasing them. But if a guy who's really after you, you get to know him, now you start loving him, you start liking him,
hmm
but he has to be coming towards you. His
Yeah.
energy must be coming towards you first,
Yeah.
not your energy coming towards him. I know, and
Yes.
it's the same thing with us. I've coached basketball for years, and when recruiting,
Yeah.
and coach and I talk about this as well. It's when we're recruiting. Now we'll show interest in the kid, but if the kid is not showing interest back, we have to pull back because he's looking at other options. He may not want to come here. We may be his last option. Like, okay, if nothing else works out. But if he's not really giving us that
Yeah.
energy initially, then we have to pull back because we only want kids that want to be in our program. And that's the same mindset when you're dating. Only want those that want to be with you. It's okay to like people, but if they don't want to be with you,
Yeah.
then you have to pull back, or else the relationship is going to be off balance and it's going to be you coming towards that person all the time. They know they have all the leverage because you're
hmm
like, okay, I hope they don't leave,
Yeah.
whatever the case is, but make sure they want to be with you and not just you wanting to be with them.
And like, because we're talking about how to attract a man that wants to spoil you
Mm-hmm.
consistently, who wants to provide for you, who wants to make sure you're emotionally
Yes.
good, financially good, physically good. He cares about you. A man, and maybe, honey, you can talk about this. A man that is really into you, ladies, will not be able to go one day without
Yes.
talking to you.
Yeah. And I talk about it often, but a
Yeah.
man that is super into you, if you didn't like him back, it would feel like he was stalking you because
Yeah.
he's calling, he's texting, he's trying to see you, he's checking in on you.
hmm
And if you're not used to that
Yeah.
type of energy, a healthy, because I look at that as a healthy masculine energy
Yeah.
man. He understands boundaries, right? He's not just, calling you in the middle of the day wanting to talk to you while you're at work, but he's just checking in, like, I'm just calling. I know, it's your lunch break. I just wanted to say hi to you.
Yeah.
I'm just texting you, just saying hi. He's not having long texting conversations with you, but he's just letting you know he's thinking about you. Those men are the type of men that you really want to look at and say, okay, this guy is really showing showing me a lot of motion. So this is the
hmm
type of guy I really want to look into. But it can feel like stalking
Yeah.
if you don't look at them as attractive. Like, why are they doing this? Why are they reaching out? Because those men they understand from one that other men are approaching you, other men are pursuing you. So those men have to make sure that they stay at the front of the line
Yeah.
by always being in your,
In your
messages,
ear.
in your ear. And this
Yep.
is something that I did as well.
Yep.
Okay, what time can we talk? Okay.
Every single evening,
Yes,
he
okay.
made sure that he was the one that was calling me.
Exactly. Okay, I knew she was busy with work. Okay, what time you off work? You're off at 5. Then you got stuff with the kids. Okay, let's talk at 6:30.
Hmm.
Okay, does that work for you? And once we get to talking, she's going to be too tired to talk to anybody else.
Yeah.
So men think about that,
Yeah.
and men that are really interested in you will do that. So you have to be able to receive it,
Mhm.
so you can actually get to know this guy.
And just so you know, ladies, this is what I called in. This was really important for me. And so when I was scripting on calling in a man that was an over communicator. And so I really respected the fact that he, during the day he would message me as well too, texting. But at night it was like, okay, can I call you this time? Can I call you this time? Right. And for you as a woman, this is really, really important. If you're not attracted to these types of guys, then I encourage you to do some inner healing. Or if for some women that have that avoidant pattern where getting too close feels really uncomfortable, I also encourage you to get some healing, because we also have women that we coach where they will attract men like this, where they're consistent, they're planning dates, they're calling them all the time, and the ladies are just like, I can't handle this. It's too much for me. And it's like, okay, babe, but you got to do some inner healing, because that's a self-sabotage as well, where you're not actually able to receive as a woman.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So two of them I want to get to. This is Caroline. She
Okay.
said, I jumped into the 7-day free trial in the academy this morning.
Amazing.
I want to heal. I want to become a boundary holder and heal from
Yes.
being a people pleaser. I
Yes.
definitely appreciate the honesty and advice.
Oh, this is so good.
Yes.
What's her name?
Her name is Caroline.
Caroline. Okay, I'm not sure if I've messaged you yet, Caroline, but I will message you once we're in the FEA. But go start with the Mastering Detachment, Healing Attachment Styles. That's a great place to start with, like learning to hold boundaries and healing that abandonment wound, healing that anxious attachment wound, things like that. It's going to help you so
Yes.
much.
Yes.
Yeah.
And Sarah Speaks said, how do I let go of wanting to be in control and let my man lead?
Oh, that's so good.
Yeah.
Do you want to answer? Or
You
me too?
got it. You got it.
Okay, so I don't know what your situation is, because if he's just your man, that's a situationship.
Mm-hmm.
So for you, for women, if you're just in a situationship, you're not going to be able to let go of control, because you need to feel safe in your nervous system to be able to let go. Okay, that's really important, ladies. You need to be able to, in order to surrender, in order to detach, let go while you're dating, while you're married, you need to feel safe in your nervous system. The reason why you like to control is because at a nervous system level, that's what makes you feel safe. And you learn that from childhood, okay, or maybe some past things that you went through. And so your starting point is who you're actually dating. If you're not dating good guys, and I'm talking about guys that match your love list, your non-negotiables, they're emotionally available, they're secure, they're not avoidant, hot and cold, things like that, but they're actually secure masculine energy men where, his energy is coming towards you consistently. He's in his provider role with you. You guys are dating for marriage, or you're married, one of those things, then you can start to let go of control, because you've made a good choice. But a lot of times women, this is what I've noticed coaching so many women, is they don't have clarity on who they want to date. Then they end up in a situationship with a guy because you're attracted to him, and now you guys are in love with each other, right? You're sleeping together and all this stuff. Now you're hormonally addicted to him. You're trauma bonding, right? And so your nervous system's not going to be able to relax. And because your nervous system's not able to relax, that's when you start getting into that wanting to control thing. What is he doing? Right? So what you can do right now is you can still date him, obviously, if you want to, but you still need to take your energy back, pull back your energy, and do your inner healing. And when I say inner healing, ladies, what I'm talking about is you're getting clarity on who you want as a husband and a father for your children. Not, oh, I'm attracted to this. Right. Okay. This is what I want. These are the character traits. These are my non-negotiables in a husband and a father, or a future father. Okay. This is the type of lifestyle I want to live. That. And then you got to do healing your abandonment wounds, heal your anxious attachment style. Because if you don't heal that, you're going to, even if the perfect guy comes in the picture, you're still going to be anxious and wanting to control everything.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
if you're just boyfriend, girlfriend, or casually dating, for
Mhm.
one, he hasn't earned the right to lead you.
That's so
So
good.
you don't want to let someone who hasn't made a commitment to
Thank you
you
for
in a
saying that.
sense
Yeah.
of, okay, you're engaged or you're married. Now, saying that he wants to marry you isn't enough for him to lead you because you don't even know where he's going. If you're wanting someone to lead you who hasn't
Mm,
made a commitment to you.
that's
So
fire.
make sure, and guys always want to take the lead seat. They always want
Yeah.
to control things. Okay, I'm your leader, I'm the man of the house. If you're shacking up or whatever the case is, then again, this man is not the leader of your house because the law doesn't say he's the leader. If something happens and your name is on that lease and you don't have any connection, then he's not connected to you in that way. And we see that so often when people may pass away, things happen. You've been girlfriend for 10 years. And now, it's time to look at, okay, what do I get out of this? And the daughter gets it, the son gets it, the mother gets it because that's not the person that you're connected with. It's just a situationship. So
Yeah.
don't allow a man to lead you unless you're engaged, unless you're married. Otherwise, he'll take you anywhere and then you'll be looking like, what happened? I trusted him. He was so nice to me. But if he's not willing to make that commitment, he's
Mhm.
not someone you should allow to lead you.
That was so fire, babe.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, leadership, that's servant leadership, servanthood leadership,
Mm,
And so in order for a woman to submit, which means to surrender to leadership, right, is she has to feel safe in her nervous system.
mhm.
And I love what you said is he has to earn that right to
Yeah.
do that. Yeah.
Definitely, definitely. We have, I think this is Motivated Woman said, listening to you two talk makes me realize that I need to do some inner healing.
I'm so happy to hear that, babe, because you, like so many other women, like how I was too, we weren't even aware of this.
Mm,
It wasn't a conversation. It wasn't anything that we've ever seen. So just the fact that you're aware of this says so much. And this is what our YouTube channel is about, is helping just bring awareness to the blocks in your life, right? Because you're calling in the husband, you're calling in the lifestyle, you're calling in the dream healthy body, but there's these, old subconscious self-sabotaging patterns that we play in. And until you recognize it,
yeah.
you're not going to be able to change it.
Yes.
So that's
Yes.
really, really good.
So good. Again, tomorrow I'm doing a master class
Yes.
with the ladies, helping coach you ladies through situations, going much deeper into it. It's for the ladies that are in the Feminine Energy Academy.
Hmm.
So if this resonates with you and you want to join that call tomorrow,
Yes.
jump in right now. We have a free 7-day trial. Plus, you get so much more with nervous system re-regulation, all the
Yeah.
master classes that Coach Tosh has in there as well. So
Yes.
jump in now. Just in case we don't get to your questions, we want to be able to go much deeper
Yeah.
because, again, like you said, this channel is about bringing awareness. But to actually make the changes that are needed in life, we
Hmm.
have to go a lot deeper, and we do that in the FEA.
Yeah, exactly.
So we have Monica says, how do you handle a sexual conversation with someone you're getting to know? The attraction is mutual and boundaries are in place.
What do you mean a sexual conversation?
A conversation talking about sex. So, what I would like to know is what boundaries are in place.
Yeah.
Because if you're having this conversation with someone you're getting to know and you have boundaries in place, and that's not one of the boundaries, then it's really hard to understand and help you because when you're getting to know someone, those conversations shouldn't be normal. Having sexual conversations. Now, we know men are sexual beings, men, if they can just have sex, they would just have sex with you. They'll go right to it. But the
Hmm.
boundary should be around sexual conversations. You don't want to go down that road unless that's something that you want to do. Because once men start those conversations, that's what the relationship is going to be led by. And you're going to wonder why he doesn't want to get to know you on a deeper level. He doesn't want to marry you. He doesn't want to take time and really get to know you outside of just conversations or coming over. And those conversations is something you really want to consider. Should this be a boundary just in getting to know someone?
So we'll give you a practical example because we went through that
Hmm.
where, they're testing boundaries, right? And they're like, can I have a picture,
Yeah.
or, the conversation's going a little bit, from PG to PG-13 to something down the road. And you're not triggered
Yeah.
by this at all. That's really important, ladies, is you're not triggered, but you're just like, nope. I'm saving that for my husband. I'm saving that for the man I'm marrying. And you're not saying I'm saving it for you. You're saying it, I'm saving this for the man I marry. And you're saying it in a fun, playful way. And what that sends to him, that the message that sends to him is, okay, she's not like that. And okay, she's saving this for her husband. Okay, so I mean, I want to be on the other side of that. I want to be the husband that gets that. So, that causes him to put you in a different category. But it's really important, ladies. It's so important when you are communicating with men about anything, is you cannot be triggered. As soon as you're triggered, you lose leverage as a woman. Okay. As soon as you start coming at him, emasculating him, you're mad at him. I mean, obviously, if he's like out of control, disrespectful, that's different. But you don't want to be triggered when you're having these types of conversations with men. Yeah.
Yes, that's so good you added that. We have Elizabeth said, good afternoon, talking about the guy that she's talking to. He's a great guy and he messages me regularly, but he doesn't make telephone calls to me due to his safety and status and career.
Oh, Lord.
when are when we are arguing, he will read my messages and respond to it. Sometimes he does not respond. I'm trying to get to it face to face. I will. Okay. And try, and this is definitely, we appreciate your question. This is one of those cases where I start tuning out because it's so much. I always encourage the ladies to ask the question first, then you can add the details. But I don't see a question. Okay, it's from God. I'm not sure what the question is. Any advice, please?
Okay. So I'm just going to say, ladies, if you are in a texting situationship with a guy, you are not in a relationship. You are not in a relationship, ladies. And I don't care if he texts you every single day and says he can't pick up the phone and call you and take you on a date for his own safety and like all these like crazy things. Like, no, you have to be so careful as a woman that you're not getting played. Okay. Because who knows if this person's even real, if there's some like crazy person, right? So even if they're calling themselves their boyfriend or whatever, you are not in a relationship, ladies. Okay. That's a situationship. So for you, instead of getting mad at him, I want you to take time and heal and ask yourself, okay, why am I attracting these types of guys in my life that can't take me on an actual physical date where they can actually physically see me? Now, in my experience coaching women, because we have coached a lot of women that are like this, and they're the sweetest women. You're so sweet. And when I go deeper with them, what I discover typically is they have a fear of being seen. So you as a woman, if you have a fear of being seen, meaning that you don't feel good about being seen, like low self-confidence, low self-esteem, you don't, but you still want that connection, right? Like you're human. All humans want connection and closeness. So it feels good to have someone texting you. It has, someone checking you out. That feels really good. So you'll settle for that versus actually doing your inner healing, working on the stuff to boost your self-esteem and actually deciding that you deserve more as a woman so you don't waste your youth on some random guy that just wants to text you. Okay. Once you do that, you will start to attract men that actually want to see you and take care of you and spoil you and marry you and all that.
Yeah, and it doesn't matter if a guy is FBI, CIA, if he's doing an undercover mission, if he's a Navy SEAL, whatever the case is, men do what they can for the woman that they want to be with. They'll go out of their way. They'll drive 2, 3 hours, take a flight. So if he's telling you that and you're accepting it, you're going to continue to get excuses. But like you said, the main thing is this a real person or is this the person that they say they are? Have you FaceTimed each other? Do you know each other? Have you met in person? Otherwise, like you said, you'll have this relationship. It'll be a one-sided relationship where you're chasing him and nobody's on the other end. It's like chasing the air. There's nobody there.
What was that Netflix movie?
Which one?
She had a 7-year relationship with a guy that she never saw.
Tinder Swindler? Was that
No,
it?
it wasn't that one. It was another
I
one.
forgot which one it was. We got to figure that out and share that. But you have to get that done early. And if a guy's not available, then just continue rotationally dating. But when you're putting all your eggs in his basket and you don't even know if he likes you because he's not showing up, then just move on. It's so many guys out here. It's over 8 billion people in the world. Somebody out here wants to be with you. Somebody out here is going to show you that love and affection that you need.
And I'm just gonna be honest, if a man is only texting you, not calling you, not taking you on a date, and calling and saying that he's your boyfriend, he has mental health issues. Like I'm not even trying to be funny right now, but he has actual mental health issues. Right? Like if he is only texting, you can't even pick up a phone, can't take you on a date, but he's calling you his boyfriend, he has mental health issues, babe. Okay? So I'm like concerned for your safety, to be honest with you.
Mhm.
And I love you so much. Okay.
Yes.
So I'm sorry if that was triggering, but I love you. And women have to be careful because a lot of times these are really sweet girls, women that are talking to these guys and like they're just like screwing around. These are just like fun mind games that they're playing. Yeah.
And I'll just add this one last thing and then we'll get off this topic.
Yeah.
But Elizabeth said, he says, I need to contact his management to
Yes.
be able to meet him. And I had two dreams and he was in it because he's
Yeah. It's
occupying space in your mind.
yeah, he's occupying space in your mind. And it's probably God warning you
Yeah.
to like this person is not real, or you need to change the course of direction.
Yeah.
So keep dating.
Yeah.
Kentora's laughing at us.
This sounds like a job I don't even want. Like,
Sounds like a Netflix movie, right?
yes, yes.
There is a Netflix show, and does anyone know what I'm talking about? It's not Tinder Swindler. There's another one where she was talking to a guy for 7
That's
years.
crazy.
I'm not even going to tell you what happened. You need to go watch it on Netflix.
Wow.
Okay? You'll never
Wow.
have a texting relationship ever again after
Never.
this.
We have a question from one of our videos about vetting men that you're dating. And Hermisa said, what are some strong non-negotiables for godly women with
Mm.
similar beliefs as you?
Oh, that's a great question.
Yes.
So, what were some of my non-negotiables?
Yes.
Okay, I had some pretty strong non-negotiables. So, I'm not saying everyone needs to do this, but this was my personal preference, and I believed I could have it because I've had it before. Okay, so I not only did I want a man of God, like actual practicing man of God, like actually spirit-filled, knows the word of God. There's fruit in his life.
Yeah.
Okay, that was my number one non-negotiable. I wanted to be with someone that didn't drink alcohol, didn't get drunk. That was, if maybe he had a glass of wine once in a while, I think I would have been okay with that. But no getting drunk. That was like a hard no. No swearing. I know this sounds so crazy because there's a lot of guys that swear.
Yeah, most people do.
Most people swear. The reason why I didn't want a man that swore is because I wanted, because this person is going to influence my kids, right? And they were used to that. They were used, their dad who passed away didn't drink, didn't swear, man of God, like provider. So that's all they knew. So I'm like, I'm not going backwards. I'm upgrading, right? And so that was my non-negotiable as well. He had to be in his provider energy. He had to be 100%, head of the home provider role. That was a non-negotiable for me. And because I'm entrepreneurial, I've always had my own business. I don't go by schedules. I didn't really want to date someone that was in a 9 to 5. I would say that was maybe more a nice to have than a non-negotiable, but I really preferred to be with somebody that had his own business, that was flexible, just had that same mindset as me, where you get paid to exist, making money 24/7 type thing. So that was probably the biggest thing for my kids. Because I asked them what was their non-negotiables, and their number one non-negotiable was that he was a Christian, and then number two non-negotiable was that he had to be Black. And so, yeah, that was really, really important to them. So, yeah.
Yes, so good. We have a question from Markel, who's been a part of our FEA Feminine Energy Academy as
Yeah.
well. She says, how to know how to go when waiting for marriage. This guy is coming to see me in December for 10 days. Not sure what's okay and what's not okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Well,
Okay.
whenever you're going about meeting someone and you've been dating long distance, the one thing I always tell women,
Yeah.
first, it's all about safety. It's all about you
Yeah.
making sure that people around you know what's going on. I know sometimes it could be embarrassing, like, okay, I'm dating someone online, but you have to worry about protecting yourself. Then make sure they have their own place to stay. They're
Yeah.
not staying with you.
Yeah.
You're not shacking up. He'll tell you like, I'm not going to do anything. I just want to be around you. I just want us to spend more time with each other. So let's just stay in the same room. And that's not something that you want to do. So make sure you have your own space and make sure you have your own things to do because we never know how things work out. That's if you're visiting him. Don't put everything on that. schedule out times to see each other. Still have your life. You don't want to take 10 days out of your life and just be with that person all day. So schedule times to see each other, but you just have to decide. You have your non-negotiables, you have your boundaries. You have to hold tight to those, because trust me, most men are going to test those boundaries when they come to see you. Now it's all about, what are you willing to do? Are you willing to hold firm? Have you done the inner work? Because you don't want to just try to hold firm off of willpower. Like, I'm not doing that. We like each other. I want to be with him, but I'm just not going to do anything. That willpower is going to fall off. You're going to be too weak, and you're going to realize that you need to do some more healing. So make sure you put yourself in situations where you're not compromising yourself.
And there's a couple things too I just want to add, because he's not coming till December and we're in August, right?
Yes.
So
That's a long time.
my
That's a
husband
long
tried
time.
to pull that one too, where he's
Yeah.
like, "Oh yeah, I'm going to come in December." I'm like, "Okay, but I'm
I
going to be
did.
yeah," and I'm like, "But I'm going to be rotationally
That's
dating
so
by then."
true. Oh man. We're in
Remember that?
August.
Yeah,
That's
right.
like 5 months.
Yeah.
4 months.
So when he tried to do that too, when he's like, "Oh yeah, I'll come see you in December," and we just this is when we started talking again. We had gone through our no
Yes.
contact period, and we started talking again, and things are great. And then he was like, "Okay, I'm going to come see you in December." I was like, "Okay, but I'm going to be dating for marriage in
Yeah.
September." And so he came September 1st.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
That's
what
right.
I'm encouraging you to do, if he wants to come in December, that's fine, but don't stop rotationally dating.
Yeah.
Like if I was you, I would still be allowing guys to pursue you, to be calling you, taking you out on dates. Even if you're not into them, still date other guys, because what that's going to do for you, it's going to keep your energy away from obsessing about this guy. Because if you're just waiting until December for
Yeah.
this guy to come and see you, you're wasting your time as a
Yeah.
woman. Because what if he comes in December and it's not working out, or he just goes ghost after that, or you don't have a good connection with him? Now you've wasted what, 5 months
Wow.
of your life as a woman. So no, keep rotationally dating, keep talking to other guys, keep going on other dates, and then when he comes, great.
Yeah.
You guys can hang out and see how it goes. When he comes, exactly what Coach B said, make sure he's staying in his own place. So even when Coach B came to Canada, when we were living there, he had his own Airbnb. So we weren't having sleepovers. Even though he came all the way from Chicago
Yes.
to Canada, we were not having sleepovers
Yes.
during that time.
Yes.
Yeah.
So definitely that's the case. And that 5 months, that
Okay.
December, is a placeholder. He's
Yes.
just holding you for now
Yeah.
to make sure you don't date other people. He gave you a date
Yeah.
that's far out enough where he can figure out if he
Yeah.
wants to be with you or whatever the case. But 5 months for someone who's really into you,
Yeah.
doesn't make sense. And like you said, continue rotationally dating.
Yeah.
So he's getting a hotel, I believe. Okay, great. We have time
Yeah.
for one more question we want to go over. You want to
Yeah.
respond to
Can I
it?
answer this? Because this is what most women struggle with. So
Mm,
Marilyn is saying, is it Markel or
Markel.
Merkel?
I told him.
Merkel Lynn. Anyway, she's saying that the hardest part is I'm not interested in other guys. So it's hard to have conversations with other guys. This is the struggle for
Yes.
women. Okay. I get that. I really, really understand that. Where there's one person you're really into and you love to talk to and you want to be with, but you as a woman, you have to
Yes.
disperse your energy and talk to other guys. And so this is the mindset that I had. Okay. You're just getting to know people like on a human level.
Yes.
You're getting to know another soul. There's going to be stuff you're going to learn, from them about yourself. You're totally detached. You're doing it where it's just like, no, this is part of the process. This is going to keep my energy detached. And you got to especially do this when you like the guy.
Mm.
Like, especially if you have one guy that you really like,
Mm-hmm.
but he hasn't fully stepped up yet, it's even more important that you still take
Yes.
time to talk to other guys, allow them to take you on dates. Even if you're not interested in them, make yourself do it as a woman, because I promise you this is what works. They can sense when your energy
Yes.
is not on them and you're on a date with a
Yes.
guy or you're talking to another guy. They can sense it, and then their energy is going to be coming towards you even more, because your energy is not coming towards them. If you only give your energy to the
Yes.
man that you're into, he can feel
Yep.
it. That's why he drags his feet. That's why he's hot and cold. That's why he's like, I don't know if I'm completely into her, because all your energy is coming towards him. And I'm talking mentally, energetically, right? Because we're all entangled with each other, right? So he can feel that energy coming towards
So
But
Perfect.
I know you want to wrap it up here. I just want to end with this one thing. Is our cleaning lady here?
Yeah.
Okay. Our cleaning lady's here, so we got to go. I just want to wrap up with this one thing, ladies. This is going to really, really help you. There's other things you can do in your rotation. So, for example, you can add the Feminine Energy Academy into your dating rotation.
Mm.
So, what that means, so say you're really busy, right? You got a whole bunch of stuff going on. You don't want to be dating a whole bunch of guys, but maybe you're talking to like two guys. Also add your personal development into your rotation, meaning that you plan dates for yourself during the week where you're doing your inner healing, where you're listening to audios in the FEA, where you're like going to the gym while you're working out, where you're going on a date with yourself. And that will also help you keep your energy off of the guy that you're
Mm.
really into.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So
Yes.
I know we got to go.
Yes. Definitely the replay
Hey,
will be
Lena, I see you,
available.
girl.
Yes. So we didn't get to your questions. We had so many questions that we weren't able to get to. We apologize, but if we didn't, jump in the Feminine Energy Academy. It's a free 7-day trial. Let us know what your question is there. And also you can jump into the masterclass tomorrow that I'm doing with the ladies, where I'll be coaching the ladies tomorrow morning I'll be
Yeah.
coaching the ladies.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. And then once you jump in the FEA, you're going to get a private message from me. Let me know what's going on with you, what you want to work on specifically. And so I can help you get started. I personally answer my own inbox. So that's a chance for you to
Yes.
conversate with me and for me to help you and coach you in that area.
Yes.
But anyway, we got to go. Our cleaning ladies here.
Yes.
We love you, ladies.